Hi everyone, today I wanted to make this really quick video on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. This is a 2023, there are 2024s with a little bit differences, but I'm going to go over today my thoughts on the Hyundai Ioniq 5, things I can improve upon for sure in the future, and my thoughts on this in comparison to the Tesla Model Y, the EV6, and all the other ones, even the Genesis GV60. So if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel with the notification bell so you are alerted of new videos. So let's jump into it. I have currently, let's go ahead and zoom in here, almost 9,000 miles of basically miles on this vehicle. And I'm going to go into detail here. My thoughts driving it for 9,000 miles, highway, city, going on road trips. I mean, everything in general. Off the beaten path. I've even gone camping with this. And this is the limited trim. So this is the top trim here. You've got the sliding console. You've got the roof, the sliding roof. So this is the top of line Hyundai Ioniq 5. Let's go jump into it. Right here, you will see a black border. This is not OEM. This is installed afterwards to make it black. This is actually white, and every Ioniq 5 that you walk into is going to be white. Now, I was told that the newer Ioniq 5s will make that black as standard. If so, they listen to their viewers, I think, or purchasers. So I went ahead and bought that offline. I'll leave a link down below. If you don't want the link or whatnot, comment down below. I can happy to provide that to you. This is also white, but as you can see, I put an aftermarket black fabric over it. There is like a magnet right there too, which is pretty cool. So makes it look classier, more sophisticated in terms of this vehicle instead of some kind of goofy looking vehicle, if that makes sense, or weird looking vehicle. The other issue I think they could improve upon is they already did it for the new generation, but over here, down here is the where you put your cell phone to charge, the Q charging. Is the worst spot to put it. It's all the way underneath there. Of course, if you're using this area right here, it's gonna basically prevent you from going there to put your cell phone to charge. So worst spot ever. I'm happy to report that the new Ioniq 5 changed its layout or whatnot, which is extremely well. Another issue is I already put these aftermarket ones. These are USB to USB-C. Let me go in and see if I can pop it out. Man, it's been a long time since I popped these things out, and it might be even stuck there. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got the USB to USB-C. So as you can see, I installed these here. So if I want to be able to charge, I can charge with iPhones, Samsung. I mean, it's a Korean company, cell phone company, LG. They're all using USB-C. They've been using USB-C now for many years. So it's kind of perplexing that they would have a USB B or A port. But luckily, they've updated that for 2024. Some other things that I think they could improve upon. First is the software. The software, they've done this over-the-air update software, which is nice, but I think they could improve upon it. It's not bad. It's pretty decent, I would say. Pretty fast and responsive. But when you first start the vehicle, it is quite slow. Everything's quite slow. And I'll go ahead and show you right now. Let me go and turn off the vehicle. And I'll show you right here what it kind of looks like. There's always this pop-up. Let me see if the pop-up's going to come through with the map. It didn't come through this time, but because I had the vehicle ready already. But I'll tell you what, I mean, when you first turn on the vehicle, everything is lagging when it first starts. It keeps popping up this message saying, do you accept using the map and for GPS or whatnot? And it's so irritating. You have to keep on pressing accept. Even if you drive off for like 5-10 minutes, you still have to press that button. I guess it's a liability issue or something. I don't know. But I know of Tesla and Mercedes-Benz and all these other Ford, they don't have that pop-up message that keeps coming up like Hyundai and Kia does. So, if it's a legal thing, it should be for everybody, right? So that's another issue I have with it. You can see right here, right on the steering wheel area, these are lighted up, and then you can press into it or whatnot, which is fine. I think it's okay. But I think if they could have some maybe capacitive buttons, I think it would be better. It would be nicer. These are all kind of you got to push in, and I think over time it may be an issue with that. Not a big issue, but a little issue. Another problem I have this is the range. It doesn't have. I mean, you can see right here, I drive this like a baby. Is 3.9 miles per kilowatt. Well, this went down 3.8. I drive it in Eco. I drive it in level 1, not level 2. And even with all that, the range on this vehicle is not the best. Now, I've heard that they updated it, puts a little bit more batteries for range in this vehicle. And this is the all-wheel drive model. They say the APA states is 265 or 260 or something like that. You'd be lucky to get 260. And I'm in pretty good weather to have all the pros of it. And by the way, I don't use the AC. I don't use any parasitic drag for this vehicle. Tires are inflated. You name it. You get around maybe 240. And again, I'm having it on Eco. I'm having it on level 1. And the reason why I say that is you have different sport drives, right? You got normal, you got Eco, you got sport, right? And these will all change. You can see right here, it all changes, right? So I always have it on Eco. I always have it on level 1. So that disconnects the all-wheel drive system and makes it a rear-wheel drive. So you're not going to get the range that they specify, unfortunately. And I tell you what, comparison to Tesla does a phenomenal job. If they tell you on the speedometer you have like 52 miles of range, you will most likely get 52 miles of range, even if you're going 70 miles on the highway. They've just done a phenomenal job of their software integration and providing you the right calculation, which in my opinion, this vehicle and many other vehicles, to be honest, this don't do. So this is something that they could, I think, improve upon over time. My thoughts on the interior space. This is one of the main reasons why I purchased the Ioniq 5 is due to the space. Wind noise or what do you call it? Comfort. Wind noise is pretty low. Is it as quiet as the Genesis GV60? No. Is the handling as good as the Genesis GV60? No. Is it more comfortable than the Genesis GV60? Again, no. In my opinion, the Genesis GV60, this is much quieter. They have more insulation. Is much more comfortable. The handling is phenomenal in that vehicle. And by the way, Genesis is a luxury brand of Hyundai. And the biggest gripe I have with this vehicle, and it hasn't been fixed for 2024 models or even 2025 models, is that the turning radius. This is a very long wheelbase. There's no rear steer like the Cybertruck has or the EQS by Mercedes has. A lot of other vehicles have in their lineup. This vehicle does not, and it's so difficult parking. I always have to kind of go in and go out and go in and go out to try to park in a decent spot where a regular RAV4 by Toyota or any other vehicle similar, I guess, size, maybe smaller wheelbase, is so much more easier to park. So this is one of my biggest gripes for this vehicle is this huge long wheelbase, and I get it because they want to fit the batteries and whatnot, but in comparison to Tesla Model Y and a lot of other vehicles out there that have higher range than this, you're able to park it much easier, in my opinion. And again, I've driven, I've rented and driven thousands of miles with rental cars with EVs, and this is something that Hyundai and Kia brand need to really update for their future lineup for the eGMP platform. And I really hope they do that. I don't know how they can do that, but I think there's a way. Other car manufacturers have done it. So the engineering, I think, can be stepped up. And again, they can also implement rear wheel turning. So a lot of other car companies are already having that. It's already been out for several years. They could definitely do it for the next iteration for this model. Another weird thing is this little stick knob thing is right there. It doesn't really bother me, but I'll tell you what, when you first start the car and you turn on the knob to go in reverse or to drive, it doesn't do it right away. It's so weird. Like I said, when you first boot up the cars, it takes like 4 or 5 seconds to like wake up, or I don't know, whatever it needs to do to really go forward or reverse or whatnot. And I think that's a huge issue. Any type of other vehicle, boom, you put in drive, you're going. You put in reverse, you're going. I mean, there's no lag, there's no waiting for over 2 seconds or 3 seconds. You're gone. And this is an EV vehicle. There's no engine, right, to warm up. It's just pure electric. So those are my thoughts on it. I think that if they could improve upon a lot of those things, I think the insulation they could improve upon. I think that which Tesla Model Y, the next iteration, they've definitely improved upon that. The comfort, I think they could do and help out in terms of that. The turning radius, which is the biggest gripe with this vehicle, I think they could definitely do something about that. And I think over time this vehicle will become probably one of the best ones out there. Again, it has a lot of space interior wise, is a very good car. Has a heads-up display and whatnot, but I think there's definitely some new updates they could definitely do for this car, and I hope to see them. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is kind of I wanted to provide as much details as possible for viewers. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below in the comment section. Happy to answer here on the channel. And with that said, thanks for watching. See you guys soon.